Hi, I'm Diana Collier, and I'm a positive psychology coach. And I'm here today to share a SPIRE check in, which is a way basically to get a snapshot of how we're doing in our life. And it's also a way to evaluate what we need for self care. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper because we're going to rate ourselves on 5 different elements of well being. This is the SPIRE. So the first area is spiritual well-being. And I want you to think about the past week and how much have you been leading a meaningful life? And go ahead and give yourself a number where 1 is not at all and 5 is just extremely, very present in your life. And then the other aspect of spiritual well-being is mindfully savoring the present. So give yourself a number for that. And those 2 together will give you your overall spiritual well-being score. And then we move on to the P, which is physical well-being. And so think about the past week. How well have you been caring for your body? Sleep, exercise, diet, food, whatever it may be. Give yourself a number, 1 to 5. And then the other element of it is tapping into the mind-body connection. Go ahead and give yourself a number there. And when you add those together, you'll have your physical well-being score. And then we move on to the I, which is intellectual well-being. And that involves engaging in deep learning. So this past week, how much have you engaged in deep learning? Doesn't have to be book learning, but just deep learning. And then the second part is how much have you been open to experience? So this is reflecting curiosity. And you can go ahead and add those scores up for your intellectual well-being score. And then we move on to the R, which stands for relational. And the first element is actually nurturing a good relationship with yourself. So this is tied to self-compassion, what kind of voice you're using with yourself, etc. And then the second aspect of relational is nurturing relationships with others. And so give yourself, a score over the past week, how you've been doing in each of those areas, and added together, that's your relational score. And then we get to the final one, the E, inspire, which is for emotional well-being. This one, the first aspect is you want to be feeling all your emotions, even the really difficult ones, maybe anger, fear, shame, any of them. You want to be feeling those, not avoiding them. And then the second element of that is reaching towards resilience and positivity. So this is where we're kind of focusing on optimism, bouncing back. So give yourself a number on how you've done this past week in each of those areas, 1 to 5. And then added together, that's your emotional well-being score. All right, so you've got all your numbers. What do you do with them, right? This is a really good time to look and see, hey, what is strong? What is already working or has been working this past week? Consider how you're making it work too. Maybe you want to continue doing it. Maybe you actually want to focus on what is working and just keep it going. But the other thing to look at is what is a little bit low. And it could be a full area. Maybe you're really neglecting relationships this week of any type. Not, that could be the case, or it could be just one area inside a certain bubble of, shall we say. So maybe this week you have been talking to yourself in a really ugly kind of a way, so you're not doing so great on that area, even though you've really been connecting with other people. So that might give you some insight in how you could improve how you're feeling. So this is just, it doesn't really matter what the numbers are. It's what you decide to do with it. I'm really curious, would love to hear your experience working with this. If you want to know more about each of these areas and kind of explore the different types of actions you can do to thrive in these areas, I have written a whole series of blogs on SPIRE, and it's on my website. So I hope you check those out, and I really hope you leave me a comment. Thanks.